walk into this room at your own risk, because it leads to the future. Not a future that will be, but one that might be. This is not a new world. It is simply an extension of what began in the old one. It has patterned itself after every dictator who has ever planted the ripping imprint of a boot on the pages of history since the beginning of time. It has refinements, technological advances, and a more sophisticated approach to the destruction of human freedom. But like every one of the super-states that preceded it, it has one iron rule. Logic is an enemy and truth is a menace.
What are those? Our new fall arsenal of vaccines. So, needles? Yes, we have a new COVID booster, likely available in late September, pending approval by the FDA. Is this new? It's an updated formula to target XBB COVID subvariants. But isn't EG5 the variant on the rise right now? EG5 and XBB have similarities, so the formula should still be effective. And this is different from the boosters out now? Right, those target the BA5 subvariant, which have less similarities to the newer variants. Okay, next, the new RSV vaccine. A common respiratory virus with heightened risk for seniors and infants. This vaccine protects those demographics. Do I need it? The CDC recommends it for people over 60, but you should talk to your doctor. And what's the last one? The flu vaccine. What? No details? Nothing? It's a flu vaccine. We recommend it. Every year. But
the outbreak of meningitis, and as all parents, we're all thinking this morning, there by the grace of God go I. And it is remarkable this morning because the father of an 18-year-old girl who died following that outbreak of meningitis in Kent says that his family's devastation is immeasurable. Juliet Kenny passed away last Saturday. This was less than 24 hours, just 24 hours after she started showing any symptoms of the disease.
The teeth, here. Yeah.
Yes.
Good, here.
Yes.
Here. It's a minimal adhesive spillage. It's not bad.
Yes, good. Now all I have to do is disguise my voice, right? Open the sesame! Open the sesame!
Stop that! Buffoon! Clown! You look like a cheap mimic. Anyone can put on a disguise to change his voice.
Anybody, but you said that was the secret power of the disguises.
Not exactly. It's time for you to learn about the invisible energy field that bonds all disguises past and present. It is called Energico.
Energico.
When you learn to tap into Energico, you will be able to access words, skills, ideas that you never dreamed were possible. You can think like another person. You will be able to act like another person, to feel like another person. You will become another person.
Become another person.
But first, you must repeat the mantra. Become another person.
Become another person. Nothing's happening.
Again.
Become another person.
Repeat.
Become another person. Become another person. Become another person.
Good. Who are you now?
The question is not who I am. The question is who are you? I know who I am. I am Prince Lalijama from the Ringy-Dingy Heights near Bombay, Calcutta, and New Delhi, India.
It is time to test that.
What is it? Oh, that is a big reptile. Not a problem.
It's terrifying, isn't it? And her father, Michael, is now making sure, or wants to, that no one else goes through this. He wants the UK to take urgent action to improve access to the meningitis B vaccine for teenagers and young people. No family should experience this pain and tragedy, he says, and that his daughter's legacy
must now be to bring lasting change. Well, our correspondent Nick Dixon is on campus at the University of Kent this morning. Nick, you've been following and covering this story over all week, haven't you? And there's been overwhelming demand for the vaccine there. It's so moving, isn't it, to hear the appeal from Juliet's father. I think we all feel for what he's feeling.
Did my heart love till now? For swear at sight, for I never saw true beauty till this night.
Absolutely, Kate. There are very powerful words in that statement from Michael Kenny about his daughter Juliet. He said that she was a young girl who was fit, healthy, and full of life as well, and yet still died just less than 12 hours or so after first becoming ill. I'll read you a little bit of what he had to say, Mr. Kenny. He said, "This can be avoided. There are young people currently battling this and young people still at risk. The work to protect young people has started. It needs to be more. Juliet's impact on this world must be lasting change. Now is the time to ensure families are safe from the impact of meningitis B." A number of MPs have expressed this concern as well, warning that there are still too many young people who remain unprotected.
In fair Verona, where we lay our scene, two households, both alike in dignity.
Throw your mistempered weapons to the ground!
From forth the fatal loins of these two foes, where civil blood makes civil hands unclean, a pair of star-crossed lovers take their life.
Who is it that you love?
Gentle Romeo, if thou dost love, pronounce it faithfully.
My heart's dear love is set on the fair daughter of rich Capulet.
You probably know William Shakespeare, the poet, the playwright, and actor, and, well, among the greatest writers in the history of the English language. But William Shakespeare is also the name of one of the first people in the entire world to get the approved vaccine for COVID-19. 81-year-old William Shakespeare was the second person in the UK's vaccination program to receive a shot of the COVID-19 vaccine. You see him right there. This Shakespeare is from Warwickshire, the county that was the birthplace of the Shakespeare born in the 16th century.
Romeo! Thou art a villain! Sharing someone else's turn and draw! Turn and draw! Romeo, slow kibbles! Romeo must not live!
My only love sprang from my only hate.
Romeo is banished!
Maybe they will murder thee.
Let them find me here.
The UK is the first Western country to start a mass vaccination program after British regulators approved the shot developed by Pfizer and BioNTech. Margaret Keenan, who turns 91 next week, was first in line at one of the hospitals handling the initial phase in the UK's program. She said, quote, "I feel so privileged to be the first person vaccinated against COVID-19. It's the best early birthday present I could wish for because it means I can finally look forward to spending time with my family and friends in the new year after being on my own for most of the year."
Leonardo DiCaprio, Claire Danes, in William Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet.
I'm really hoping that the government will understand from our letter the strength of feeling, especially MPs who've got university populations like mine, and listen to the concerns of parents and teachers and lecturers and MPs and just roll out this programme to keep everyone as safe as possible.
Kyle, look! It's them! Give me back my brother! Oh my God! They killed Kenny! You bastard!
Well, as of last night, more than 1,600 people have been vaccinated here at the university campus, but demand for the jab was so high yesterday that in the afternoon, around 2 o'clock, the staff here had to stop people from joining the queue because they knew that they simply wouldn't get to them at the time that they had to do the vaccinations yesterday. But it will all start again this morning and over the next few days here at the university. They are extending the vaccination hours today as well. And I spoke to some of the students here last night and they certainly feel quite relieved now.
Very relieved that we finally got the vaccinations, we've gotten them for free, and the uni has given everyone a blanket 1 week extra to do all their coursework.
I think everyone's feeling a bit more settled, and I think the fear-mongering that might have been happening has kind of cooled down.
Well, a couple of the new vaccination centres will open up this morning as they try to widen access to the jab. There's one in Ashford and one also in Faversham in Kent.
They eagerly got back to the negotiating table with us. So there actually was no threat emanating directly from Iran. They had the capability to pose a threat to us, but so do many nations. But we did not have any intelligence to indicate that they were on the cusp of attacking us. The only real threat was from Israel forcing our hand.
The armed conflict in the Middle East is increasingly contributing to the current situation and causing significant damage to international logistics, production, and supply chains. Entire industries involved in the extraction and processing of hydrocarbons, metals, fertilizers, and many other commodities have come under attack. The consequences of the conflict in the Middle East are still difficult to accurately predict. I believe those involved in the conflict can't predict anything themselves, but for us, it's even more difficult. Nevertheless, we must live with the conditions in which these events are unfolding.
And notwithstanding the fact that Marco Rubio, the Secretary of State, publicly stated that actually America launched a preemptive attack because Israel, he didn't name the country, but it's obvious he was talking about, had indicated they were going to attack Iran and therefore there would be a response and America would have to get involved. They then tried to rein that back. But he was on the record as basically saying, we did this because of Israel's decision to attack. You, with your criticism, have now been accused by Mitch McConnell of being anti-Semitic. You've had Matt Brooks, the president of the Republican Jewish Coalition, saying that your appearance on Tucker Carlson's podcast was part of an ongoing problem, so inferring the same. How do you respond to that charge that you're anti-Semitic?
Although there are already assessments that they can be compared to the coronavirus epidemic. And let me remind you, it has sharply slowed the development of every region and continent, without exception. It's no coincidence that a parallel with the recent pandemic has been drawn. The events the global community is facing in recent years demonstrate that upheavals in trade, investment, and international relations in general are becoming increasingly frequent.
I have chores to do.
Hey. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Clark, wait. I've never seen you this worn out. Even you have your limits. The chores can wait.
I'm okay. Really, I'm fine.
Clark, was that the first time you ever sneezed?
Mm-hmm. And the first time I've had a scratchy throat with my ears all plugged up. 98.6.
No fever.
I'm no doctor, but it seems like it's just a common cold.
You're far from common, Clark. I don't remember you ever even having the sniffles.
I've never pushed myself so far into overdrive before.
You said when you were in that zone, your powers were gone. That means your immune system was normal. You could have been exposed to something there.
Whatever it is, I'm not really that sick.
Hey, you guys are not going to believe what just happened to me. I'm out there jogging along, minding my own business, when out of nowhere, a barn door comes falling from the clear blue sky and almost crushes me. How does that happen?
Maybe it fell from an airplane.
Becoming a new reality, accompanying the entire global economy's transition to a new state. To meet the challenges of the times, Russia must be strong. We discuss this face-to-face regularly. And united in our understanding of our national interests, in addressing the current challenges we face, and in achieving our strategic development goals.
в понимании своих национальных интересов.
So in my criticism of really our policy, the American policy towards Israel, I've never mentioned the religion of the people of the state of Israel. My issue is the fact that we have a foreign government that is dictating our policy in the Middle East, and in particular dictating when and how we go to war. That's my main issue. Look, these guys are going to throw out the anti-Semitic claim because they want people debating that, and they also want people to cower because no one wants to be called anti-Semitic. They're doing that because they don't want to discuss the fundamental issue, which is exactly what Secretary Rubio said, that we were forced into this war because we knew that the Israelis were going to attack, which would set off a series of reactions from the Iranians.
If someone were literally invoking a passage from, in this case, the Bible, but there are other religious texts that say the same thing, and somehow say that this is good faith. I mean, clearly there are situations in these texts where these statements are hateful. They should not be used to invoke or be a defense, and there should perhaps be discretion for prosecutors to press charges. I just want to understand what your notion of good faith is in this context, where there are clearly passages in religious texts that are clearly hateful.
This is Mr. Romney Wordsworth. In his last 48 hours on Earth, he's a citizen of the state, but will soon have to be eliminated because he is built out of flesh and because he has a mind.
You've been under investigation, Mr. Wordsworth, for the mandatory period of 1 year and 11 months. You're found to be obsolete. The purpose of this hearing is to make a finding in the matter and make a sentence accordingly. Do you understand that, Mr. Wordsworth? Your occupation, Mr. Wordsworth?
A librarian.
A librarian. Having to do with books.
Nick Diamond, racketeer, murderer, kidnapper. It is the finding of this court-martial that you and your men are guilty. This court is convinced that you have, as part of your racketeering and extortion, committed some 23 homicides. Murders, with your own hands. You have instigated dozens more, yet by bribery, by technicalities of the law, you've escaped all punishment. You're the last of the racketeers, Diamond, and why?
Yes, sir. Books.
Since there are no more books, Mr. Wordsworth, there are no more libraries. The field investigators in your sector have classified you as obsolete. Your rights are as follows, Mr. Wordsworth. You are to be liquidated within a period of 48 hours. You are obsolete, Mr. Wordsworth.
A lie. No man is obsolete.
You have no function, Mr. Wordsworth. You're an anachronism, like a ghost from another time.
I am nothing more than a reminder to you that you cannot destroy truth by burning pages.
Because we have in the White House a man who's enabled us to cut the red tape of legal procedures and get back to first principles. An eye for an eye, Nick Diamond.
You're a bug, Mr. Wordsworth, a crawling insect. An ugly, misformed little creature who has no purpose here, no meaning.
I am a human being.
Delusions, Mr. Wordsworth. Delusions that you inject into your veins with printer's ink.
A tooth for a tooth. A life for a life.
The narcotics that you call literature, poetry, essays of all kind, all of it an opiate. You have nothing but spindly limbs and a dream, and the state has no use for your kind.
I don't care. I tell you, I don't care. I'm a human being. I exist. And if I speak one thought aloud, that thought lives. Even after I'm shoveled into my grave.
The Chancellor, the late Chancellor, was only partly correct. He was obsolete. But so is the state, the entity he worshipped. Any state, any entity, any ideology that fails to recognize the worth, the dignity, the rights of man, that state is obsolete.
disposing of new dignity.
Imagine the surprise of the crowd, for better or worse, seeing a new rendition of Shakespeare's Julius Caesar with the main actor dressed in a red tie and yellow hair.
It's drama, you know, it's a play.
A play based on true events where the title character is stabbed to death.
And I don't think it advocates violence against Trump or anything like that. It's a classic play that they've updated.
Yeah, I mean, you could certainly make a case for free speech, but I think people aren't expecting to come here. People who want to, you know, have a political statement about Donald Trump have other places that they can do that.
To take a current president and kind of spoof it, you think would be
interesting. I mean, there are definitely different views about that.
Two sponsors will soon be taken off the banner at the Delacorte Theater, Delta Airlines and Bank of America. Delta tweeted its position Sunday. No matter what your political stance may be, the graphic staging of Julius Caesar at this summer's Free Shakespeare in the Park does not reflect Delta Airlines values. And Bank of America will no longer sponsor the play, but will continue funding public theater.
Delta and Bank of America, so I won't use those for a while. They lost my business.
Pop culture and brand expert Adam Hanft.
What Delta and Bank of America did was sort of inevitable. I think many corporations faced with that decision would have taken that path.
In 2012, the famed Guthrie Theater in Minneapolis staged Julius Caesar with a character appearing like Barack Obama. Delta funds the Guthrie.
All right, today's show co-host Savannah Guthrie is now speaking out in a heartbreaking interview with her colleagues at NBC News about the disappearance of her mother, Nancy. It is the first time Savannah has spoken about the case at length in public. Take a look.
So there was no wander off, and the doors were propped open.
Yeah.
And there was blood on the front doorstep. And the Ring camera had been yanked off.
Yeah.
And so we were saying, this is...
Do something.
This is not okay.
The play's director, Oscar Eustis, would not go on camera, but wrote publicly Shakespeare's play doesn't support assassination. Rather, it's a warning for those who try to fight democracy by undemocratic means. History buff Charles Fleischer says it's important to note some differences.
Julius Caesar wasn't elected. He brought an army into Rome and took over.
Those for and against the comparison seem to agree it's a 400-year-old play that's been told many different ways, many different times. In Central Park, Emily Smith, CBS 2 News.
The Public Theater sent out a response on Twitter saying in part that the clash of opposing views leads to the truth and that it will remain of, by, and for the people.
Transit agencies are gearing up for a summer of soccer as Seattle prepares to host the World Cup. Hundreds of thousands of visitors are expected to flood downtown, but getting there comes with all kinds of challenges, as you might imagine.
What's going on? Reception! Try the radio. What is this? I don't know. Shit. Hang on!
Get to the cabin. What? No. The cabin. Jed, take care of your brother. You hear me? Get out of here while you still can. Go now. Let's go. Go. No. Come on. No.
For people who work or run daily errands in downtown Seattle, the arrival of the FIFA World Cup competition in June could come with plenty of travel disruptions.
It's going to be chaos. I'm glad I work an early shift. I come in early, so I'll probably miss the majority of it. I'll probably deal with it when I'm on my way home.
King County Metro plans a major increase in service to ease the pressure from the anticipated crowds.
On the match days in particular, we're talking about around an additional 60 buses on the road and between 30 and 40 buses on the non-match days.
Sound Transit will step up its schedule, including the soon-to-open service coming from the east side, with trains running every 8 minutes.
We appear to be on track with respect to our FIFA planning and readiness.
There will be some relief on the roadways as the Revive I-5 repair work takes a pause on the Ship Canal Bridge.
And then I-5 will function as normal for the duration of World Cup. That includes the express lanes.
One big wrinkle is that the 6 matches scheduled at Lumen Field could likely interfere if people's daily routines take them into downtown Seattle.
All of our matches are on weekdays, not on weekends.
Yeah, I'll probably try to avoid downtown, which would be hard because I drive through downtown a lot.
A lot of transit planning remains to keep the World Cup games safe and exciting with as little gridlock as possible.
No, it's my son! It's my son, they're just boys, okay? They're just boys! 여기 기다려! 시작하고 있어! 시작하고 있어! What do we do? Just follow us! Come on!
Lisa, do you see them? The rings of Saturn.
I do.
The question is, what is 5/6?
The Golden Gate Bridge is the longest span between two towers. The Golden Gate Bridge is the longest span between two towers. The Golden Gate Bridge is the longest span between two towers.
Why are you telling me all these things?
With artificial intelligence, we are summoning the demon. You know those stories where there's the guy with the pentagram and the holy water, and he's like, yeah, he's sure he can control the demon. Didn't work out.
I take it there will be no HAL 9000 going up to Mars.
Are you ready for it?
It's one more reason Delta is more than just a faucet. See what Delta can do.
Wake up! Wake up! Wake up! Come on, wake up! Wake up!
Please, wake up.
So good to me. shall find. Knock and the door will be open to you, and he will come on in and sup with you a while. Hallelujah. Listen here. Call upon the name of the Lord and pray to him. If you seek him, you will find him. When you seek him with all your heart, those who know the name of the Lord, they will surely trust in him. For the Lord never will forsake the one who is honestly, oh Lord, and seeking him. Everybody on, seek Jesus in the morning, seek Jesus in the noonday hour, seek Jesus in the evening, before the sun is going down. He said, night, and it shall be